Hey, good morning. The Lord has really had me studying in John chapter 5 a lot, and I want to share just a couple of things that I've seen that really give us some insight into the importance of rising up. And that means to wake up, to arouse, to come out of our stupor. And so this is the man who had the infirmity for 38 years. When Jesus encountered him by the pool of Bethesda, Jesus asked him in John 5 6, "Do you want to be made well?" And the man responded, "I want to be made well, but there's no one who will put me in the water." And as you may recall from that story in John chapter 5, that the angel of the Lord came and stirred the water, and then whoever was the first to be in the water was the one who received the healing. And so, the sick man said, "Nobody is there to put me in the water." But then listen to what Jesus said to him, and this is very important. In John 5:8, Jesus said to him, "Rise, take up your bed, and walk." And I have to admit that I have probably misquoted that that statement many times, saying, "Take up your bed and walk," and eliminating the rise part. So then the man took up his bed and he walked. And the Jews challenged him and said, "It's the Sabbath. Why are you carrying your bed?" Not being compassionate that the man has laid there for 38 years with a spirit of infirmity, has been healed. But anyway, the man answered and said, "He who made me well said, 'Take up your bed and walk.'" And so then the Pharisees responded and repeated, "Who is this man who said to you, 'Take up your bed and walk'?" And so he departed. And then afterward, it says in John 5:14, Jesus found him in the temple and said to him, "See, you have been made well. Sin no more, lest a worse thing comes upon you." And so when I looked up that word for rise, it is a word that literally means, as I said, waken, to rouse up, awake, lift up, rise up again. And so, when the man repeated that Jesus had said, "Take up your bed and walk," that really wasn't the fullness of what Jesus said. The fullness of what Jesus said was to rise, take up your bed, and walk. And so, then when Jesus said, "Go and sin no more," so I'm thinking, okay, did the man not get the part about rising? Did he not understand that he was supposed to come above his circumstances, that he was supposed to come to this place where he went and sinned no more? And so does rising equal go and sin no more? So there are different words for rising in the book of John. So I did a Google or a word search. I'm sorry, not a Google search, but a word search on rise in the book of John. And so that word happens a few different times, but every other time that it happens other than John 5, it is a different word. So in John 11:23 and 24, Jesus said to Martha, "Your brother will rise again." And then Martha said to him, "I know that he will rise again in the resurrection of the last day." And so then in John 20, verse 9, it says, "For as yet they did not know the scripture that he must rise again from the dead," talking, of course, about Jesus. So that word means to stand up, arise, to rise up again. And so there is a different word. So when this man is called to rise up, it means wake up from your stupor, wake up from your sin. So it's a great teaching and understanding that Jesus said, "Rise, wake, take up your bed and walk." He's saying, rise above your circumstances, rise above your sin, rise above this place where you have been. And then he says, "Go and sin no more, lest the worst thing come on you." So he's telling him to maintain his healing, he has to shuck the sin. He has to get rid of those things which put him in bondage to begin with. And I think I indicated at the beginning of this little time of teaching that I would tell you how I got there to that point and to study that passage. The Lord has really been leading me to understand John 5:19. And this is what it says. And Jesus answered them and said, Most assuredly I say to you, the Son can do nothing of himself, but what he sees the Father do, for whatever he does, the Son also does in like manner. So I've been trying to understand that. So I wanted to go back and read the context of what Jesus was saying, that the Son does nothing other than what he sees the Father do. And so the context of Jesus saying this, I think, is one. Okay, did Jesus see the Father heal the man in the spiritual realm on the Sabbath? And then Jesus went and said, rise up, take your mat and walk. And then the other part of that is that when the man started talking about Jesus, the Pharisees really wanted to put a target on his back. So in John 5:17, Jesus answered the Pharisees and said, Well, my Father has been working till now, and I have been working. Therefore, the Jews sought to kill him all the more, because he not only broke the Sabbath, but he also said that God was his Father, making himself equal to God. So I think a couple of really important things to note here are, one, that Jesus is doing what he is seeing the Father do. And I think that this passage of him healing this man right before the man is healed, and Jesus says, I do nothing other than what I see the Father do. It's a very important point that Jesus is seeing it, then he is doing it. I think that's our pattern, that we do nothing on our own authority. We do what we see the Father do. We do what we see Jesus do. And also the other point about rising and taking up your bed and walking, that means go and sin no more. The man didn't get it. The Pharisees didn't get it. So Jesus circled back around. He made sure that the man knew not to go and sin anymore, lest a worse thing happen on him. So this is, I think, what the Lord is telling us today. Rise up, come above your circumstances, come above that sin that you've been in, so that you can maintain your healing and the things that the Lord wants you to have. So have a blessed day today. Thanks. Bye.